Hey everybody, welcome back to A Matter of Life and Maiden, the podcast of the Beast. I'm Joe Labriola, and I just wanted to give my thoughts and feelings on the Future Past Tour set list. Maiden just kicked this off on May 28th in Slovenia, and the set is absolutely incredible. My favorite set list of all time right now. Just because I'm super interested in the Somewhere in Time album and I really love Senjutsu. This could go down in history, in the Iron Maiden history, tour history, as one of the greatest tours they've ever done. For me personally, like I said, I haven't had experience with this yet, but just watching some videos on YouTube and seeing what they're doing, I think it's already up there with the legacy of the Beast and Somewhere Back in Time as one of the greatest history tours they've ever done. Now, I will say this. From a completist standpoint, or like a complete set list viewpoint, it is slacking in some respects. It doesn't have a nice mixture of songs from their entire discography. It's more of a Somewhere in Time heavy, Senjutsu heavy, set, which for me is great because in my experience, I saw a Power Slave theme set. I saw a Seventh Son of a Seventh Son theme set. I saw a Peace of Mind theme set with a little bit of Rock and Rio sprinkled in on the legacy stuff. So in terms of history tours, and when I saw the Final Frontier 2010 show, twice, it was more of a reunion history tour. So I've seen my fair share of history tour sets, and this is definitely up there in that regard. But from a completionist standpoint, for a casual Maiden fan who wants to hear some classics, they might be disappointed. So this is the full set list. You're getting Caught Somewhere in Time, Stranger in a Strange Land, The Writing on the Wall, Days of Future Past, The Time Machine, The Prisoner, Death of the Celts, Can I Play with Madness, Heaven Can Wait, Alexander the Great, Fear of the Dark, Iron Maiden, then the encore is Hell on Earth, The Trooper, and Wasted Years. For me, as a huge fan of Somewhere in Time and of Senjutsu, like I said, this is an amazing set. It's the set that I want as a fan who's been listening to Maiden for almost 20 years. This is the set that I want. And for people who haven't seen them since the 80s, and they didn't really have a concert DVD of Somewhere in Time, like a full DVD spectacle, I mean, this is the closest thing you're going to get. This really is, honestly, a modern day Somewhere on Tour, but instead of having songs from Number of the Beast, Power Slave, and Peace of Mind mixed in, you're getting more of a Senjutsu modern day feel, hence the title of the tour, right? The Future Past Tour. So you're getting a big old slice of the future, which is the most recent album, Senjutsu, and a big old slice of the only record from the 80s they really didn't do a modern day tour with, which is Somewhere in Time. And that happens to be probably, between Power Slave and Somewhere in Time, my most relatable 80s record for myself. And Adrian Smith's my favorite guitarist in the band, so it's his record. And the fact that they're playing Alexander the Great, Stranger in a Strange Land, and Caught Somewhere in Time, those are three songs that I've really wanted to see for the longest time. They haven't played Caught Somewhere in Time since 1987. They haven't played Stranger in a Strange Land since 1999. And they've never played Alexander the Great until this tour. So 37 years of waiting around for them to play it. And then 36 years since they played Caught Somewhere in Time, 24 years since they played Stranger in a Strange Land. So they're sprinkling in all these really great classic songs they haven't played in decades, which is unbelievable, or never played if you're looking at Alexander the Great. And the tapestry artwork and backdrop artwork for these songs is incredible. Like the Alexander the Great tapestry that they have for the show that they created is gorgeous. All the Senjutsu songs too, like the new stuff, is great. They did a really cool thing with Time Machine, when they took the Wasted Years single cover art that had a time machine in it and pretty much added the Future Past tour poster on the screen of the time machine instead of the neon green Cyborg Eddie that's in the original. They changed the dates up and just did some really cool stuff. The artwork for the tour poster is unbelievable. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's up there with the Somewhere Back in Time artwork. It's up there with the Maiden England 2014 tour poster artwork with the Legacy stuff. If you get a chance to watch Nico's drum set review, he pretty much just did a Senjutsu themed drum set with Samurai Eddie on all of his shells, but the way he did it is really neat to make it look like it's antiquated. Made all the hardware and stuff look like it was aged. Same thing with the cymbals. They made them look like they were like coppery colored or rusty, and I think dipped them in acid to get this kind of like aged, antiquated look, and then they had to blowtorch them. Antiquated Japanese look, but then again, the technology to use it was very futuristic, so it really fits the Future Past motif and the ideology behind the entire tour. But I'm just blown away by the set list. They couldn't have picked a better set list. I know that I said previously on some podcasts I wanted to see the Parchment because that's my favorite song from Senjutsu, but hell, this is, as close as you're going to get. You're getting 5 amazing tracks from Somewhere in Time, probably the best tracks from the record. The only tracks that are missing are Sea of Madness, The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, and Deja Vu, which, I don't know, I think they picked the best 5. Maybe, I've seen Heaven Can Wait, because I've seen that on the Somewhere Back in Time tour, but maybe I would have rather seen Sea of Madness over Heaven Can Wait, but it doesn't matter. They're both, equal songs in my book, so they picked the best. The 3 I wanted to see, I'm getting to see when they tour in 2024, hopefully. And then from Senjutsu, again, they picked the best they could pick. Hell on Earth and Parchment are, interchangeable. Parchment's my favorite, but Hell on Earth is damn near as good. It's up there with it. Death of the Celts, what an amazing song live. The backdrop for that with the tapestry and the Celtic cross gravestone with, a raven on top of it with a sword implanted in the ground and, this beautiful gigantic tree in the background and this field with the sword, and there's might be a body or something laying around, but there's nobody there. It's hey, look, this is what happens. They're all gone. We killed them off. There's remnants left of them, but they're not around. That backdrop is beautiful. Just the stage set is unbelievable. Tour poster, again, I want to go back to that. There's little Easter eggs in that, just like the Somewhere in Time artwork for the album. There's some digital screen running across there that says Samurai 5, Cyborg 5, which indicates 5 songs that they're playing from each record. Trooper Beer is in there. There's a Japanese inspired motif on the Samurai Eddie side. There's the futuristic motifs. Cyborg Eddie side. The Stranger in a Strangeland Eddie is at the foot of the Cyborg Eddie side, which is great because basically they give you the entire... They're giving you these little hints of what they're going to do in their live shows on the tour poster. There's 3 appearances of Eddie on this, and if you include Stratego Eddie that comes up for Iron Maiden, the red single cover Stratego Eddie, the head, the decorative helmet, there's 4 Eddie appearances in this. You get the Stratego Eddie in Iron Maiden. You get Stranger in a Strangeland Eddie that comes out with the trench coat and the hat on. You get Cyborg Eddie, and you get Samurai Eddie. It's unbelievable. They just go above and beyond. Bruce has this laser cannon or rocket launcher cannon that he fires at Cyborg Eddie when he comes out. It's an amazing tour, an amazing set. Production-wise, maybe not quite as ambitious as the Legacy of the Beast tour or even the Book of Souls tour before that, but in terms of a set where you're doing a history tour and you're doing an album tour combined, it's unbelievable. It's amazing. I don't know what else to say. The stage set is looks like a dystopian city, just like the movie Blade Runner. It looks like the album cover of Somewhere in Time, but then they throw the elements of the samurai stuff in, which makes it even cooler. It's just the way they have this new screen set up in the background with these side panels of the video, and then they have a screen in the center of the actual backdrop. It just looks beautiful. The artwork for all this stuff is amazing. The Alexander the Great artwork with all the different shields and like the Macedonian army behind Eddie as Alexander. On their shields is different faces of Eddie's and throughout the different single covers and albums. Like there's a Medusa, Gorgon head Eddie. There's a Seven Son head Eddie. There's a Cyborg Eddie. There's a Samurai Eddie. The list goes on. I mean, it's just an incredible reveal, an incredible set list. I don't know what to say. I mean, like, I'm blown away. I want to go see it now. Unfortunately, I live in the States, right? So it's hard for me to get that right now. And it's not like I'm, a millionaire and I can afford to travel and follow them across the country. If I could, I would, trust me. For me, it's hard to do the things that I really want to do, like just go see them on every single show that they play, everywhere. I wish I could tour with them. But when they do come in 2024, this is going to be fantastic. But I've sprinkled some of my artworks that I created over the years in here too, because Matt and I had originally planned for the podcast to do individual songs and talk about the songs for 30 minutes or 40 minutes each song or an hour each song. And eventually we may get to that. We may reuse these, but for now I figure what better time to show them off than on this episode, because they're all artworks that I created for the purpose of Somewhere in Time songs. So Caught Somewhere in Time, the first song on the record. Wasted Years, the second song on the record. Stranger in a Strange Land, the sixth song on the record. And then Alexander the Great, the last song on the record. So those are all the artworks, and I'll kind of cycle through them here so you can see them and let them up for about 10 or 15 seconds a piece. And other than that, enjoy. This has been Joe Labriola from A Matter of Life and Maiden, the podcast of the Beast. Up the irons. Hope to see these guys on tour next year. I am blown away. I have nothing else to say. I mean, I'm speechless. The set's amazing. The artwork's amazing. They go above and beyond. Bruce is dressed up like some steampunk futuristic guy. Like, the tour shirts are amazing. I don't even, everything is amazing about this band. Everything is amazing about this tour. Everything is amazing about this set. They couldn't have knocked it out of the park better than this. And they're closing again with Wasted Years. What an amazing way to close the set. I can't wait. My prediction in 2025, it's going to be the 50th anniversary of Iron Maiden. So I think they're going to release a new album. And it's also the 25th anniversary of Brave New World, that record. So if this thing works, this Future Past ideology, where they do a history tour and a album tour, I think what they're going to do is they're going to do a combination tour again, and they're going to do Brave New World stuff with whatever the new album is stuff. I'm telling you, it's coming down the pipeline. Mark my words, you will see it. We'll probably see another, hey, we're going to play Wicker Man, Ghost of the Navigator, Brave New World, and Blood Brothers. And then they'll sprinkle in a song from Dance of Death, a song from Matter of Life and Death. It's probably going to be those records, though, because the Book of Souls tour was pretty heavy, and they did a lot of stuff with that. We probably won't see much from that. They're doing Senjutsu now, so I'm saying they'll go back and do those records again and sprinkle in. It's going to be Brave New World heavy. Brave New World heavy, new record heavy, and then they'll sprinkle in, a song from Dance of Death and a song from Matter of Life and Death, and then a couple classics, if I had to take a guess. I could be dead wrong, but I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, it makes perfect sense. It'll be 50 years that the band's been around, and it'll be 25 years for Brave New World. So I'm saying it's going to be new album / history tour. Focus on Brave New World, the new record. But we'll see. Again, this has been Joseph Labriola for A Matter of Life and Maiden, the podcast of the Beast. If you get a chance to go see Iron Maiden on the Future Past tour, get out there and see them. It looks amazing. It looks fantastic. Setlist is 100% what I expected, what I wanted. It's unbelievable. Up the irons and take care of yourselves. See you next time.